The life of the law has not been logic but experience, said Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr., a former Associate Justice of the United States Supreme Court. Essentially, Holmes's claim was that the law is not simply about rules and logic applied neutrally to proven facts. In reality, the law is a living system, continuously adapting to its environment, ultimately changing society and human experience. It is an honor to have the opportunity to learn from practitioners in the fields of law, public policy, and administration. Beyond books, classrooms, and libraries, it is through momentous occasions such as these that the students of this university benefit from the joy of experiential learning.
As we usher in the beginning of this prestigious conclave, we extend a warm welcome to the esteemed dignitaries gathered here today. Shri V. Sridharan, Senior Advocate at the Bombay High Court and co-founder Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan Attorneys as a chief guest. Shri Kundan Kumar, IAS, Director, Urban Administration Department, Government of Chhattisgarh, as our guest of honor in absentia due to an unforeseen medical emergency. He extends his warm regards for the success of the conclave. Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan, Honorable Vice Chancellor, HNLU. We also welcome the revered members of the faculty, staff, and the students of HNLU. I, Karnika Gera,
And I, Aditya Hiremat,
welcome you to the inaugural ceremony of the Career Development Conclave 2.0 2024.
I now humbly request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan, to welcome our Chief Guest of Honor, Mr. V. Sridharan, with a floral bouquet. We now invite Dr. Vipan Kumar Sir, Associate Professor of Corporate Law and the Registrar of Hidayatullah National Law University, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Good evening to everyone present here. It is my pleasure to extend a warm and hearty welcome to all of you at the second edition of the Career Development Conclave organized by Hidayatullah National Law University. This platform continues to inspire and inform, offering new vistas and opportunities in the ever-evolving field of law. We are privileged to have Shri V. Sridharan, co-founder of Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan, as our esteemed chief guest today. A true luminary in text law, Shri Sridharan's invaluable insights have shaped legal practice across India. Sir, we eagerly await your keynote address, which will be undoubtedly inspire and guide our students. A special welcome goes to our respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan, who will be delivering the opening remarks shortly. Sir, your visionary leadership has been instrumental in our university's commitment to preparing our students for the complexities of legal careers, and this conclave is yet another testament to that effort. I would also like to take this moment to acknowledge two individuals playing pivotal role in today's proceedings. Dr. Ankita Avasthi will be providing us with an overview of the conclave and its objectives, setting the stage for discussions to come. And later, Mr. Abhinav Shukla will be offering his reflections and gratitude as he delivers the vote of thanks at the conclusion of the event. Finally, to our esteemed faculty, students, and guests, a very warm welcome to all of you. I encourage each one of you to engage fully with the sessions that lie ahead, which are designed to broaden your understanding of the diverse career pathways within the legal profession. With that, I welcome you once again and look forward to an enlightening and fruitful event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your gracious words.
I now invite Dr. Ankit Avasthi Sir, the coordinator of the Career Development Conclave 2.0 and faculty coordinator for the Internship and Recruitment Committee, to address the gathering with information regarding the conclave.
Thank you, Kanika. Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, esteemed registrar, sir, deans, distinguished guest, chief guest of the event, valued faculty members, students and participants. Good evening, one and all, those who are in the campus and those who are watching us through YouTube as well as live law and different digital platforms. On this historic occasion of World Teachers Day, it's my privilege to welcome you to the second edition of HNLU Career Development Conclave. This gathering of legal minds, industry experts, and aspiring professionals underscores the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of the legal landscape. In the Indian context, where family influence often plays a significant role in academic choices, the decision to pursue a legal career is particularly momentous. In the intricate tapestry of life, choosing the right academic path is often as vital as selecting the right thread for a masterpiece. Today, law graduates, however, exploring a diverse range of rewarding opportunities from corporate law to international trade, public policy to human rights. And this transformation is a testament to the efforts of institutions like HNLU, which have fostered a supportive and nurturing environment for legal practice through the legal education itself. And these institutions have empowered them to navigate the complexities of modern legal world. The inaugural Career Development Conclave held in 2020 founding success, and this event convened a diverse group of stakeholders to explore emerging career trends and discuss promising opportunities in the field of law and allied fields as well. Building upon the resounding success of the inaugural edition, the eagerly awaited second edition of the Career Development Conclave commences today. This year's event offers a more expansive and inclusive experience, welcoming participants and resource persons from diverse backgrounds and locations around the world. Organized by Internship and Recruitment Coordination Committee and Research Hub and Spoke at the rate HNLU, the CDC 2.0 Navigating New Vistas aims to equip participants with the knowledge and skills needed for a successful legal career. By leveraging digital technology, the conclave extends its reach, fostering global collaboration and learning opportunities. The CDC provides a platform for meaningful discussions, knowledge sharing, and networking. By bringing together diverse stakeholders, we hope to inspire students, equip them with practical insights, and help them to find purpose in their legal careers ahead. CDC 2.0 is designed to extend over 6 months in hybrid mode and will encompass global colloquiums and more than 20 thematic weekend sessions on various themes like international business law, teaching law, tips and strategies for aspiring law professors, WTO at the 30, and India, opportunities and challenges for trade lawyers and negotiators. In the vast expanse of legal profession, there is a place for each of us. Let's embark on this journey with courage, curiosity, and commitment to excellence. Together, we can build a legacy of legal brilliance and make a lasting impact on our communities. Thank you all for your time and participation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for setting the tone for today's event. May I now invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan, to address the gathering with his opening remarks.
Thiru V. Sridharan, co-founder of Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan, Dr. Vipan Kumar, Registrar in charge, Mr. Vaibhav Ganjiwale, Head Learning and Development of Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, Mr. Nupur Agarwal, Executive Partner of Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan, Mr. Saifur Rahman Faridi, Partner of Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas, Ms. Tuti Toshi, Manager, Price Waterhouse, Mr. Prashant Jain, Head Legal Avinash Group, Dr. Ankit Awasthi, Convener of CDC, Deans, Faculty, and students of HNLU. It's a pleasure to have Thiru V. Sridharan, a well-wisher of HNLU, today as our chief guest and other frontline legal professionals for this marathon conclave in its 2.0 edition beginning today. The legal profession, few decades back and today, it's almost a 360-degree change what is happening. To narrate few decades back, they tell this narration. This very famous senior lawyer had his son graduated in one of the frontline law schools and joined in his practice. Within few days of joining his father, he had to leave for some kind of arbitration abroad. So he called his son and said that so-and-so case is coming. The judge knows I am also a very busy person. You simply take an adjournment. And I will come back, I will handle it. The son said yes. When father came back, the son smiled at him, little mischievously, and said, Dad, I took care of everything. He said, did you take an adjournment? He said, you won't believe. I argued the case and I won. And judge made a special mention. He smiled, looking at Dad, who will give him a pat. But he gave a slap. He said, this particular case last 5 years. I managed to make you study in the law school. Now I have to get you married also. And you close the case, he said. Right? This is, in a way, as lawyers joke about themselves. This is to tell a different ecosystem, different profile. But today, the context is entirely different what is happening. If I pick up few points, one, the diverse specialization and growth areas, that is the most important part. It was litigation confined to few traditional areas, right? The intellectual end was constitutional law, the domestic end was family law courts. These were the regular routine litigation. And there used to be a joke. I think Mr. V. Sridharan, coming from Chennai, will know that they will, those days, a parent will never give their daughter to a lawyer for the simple reason he himself struggles to survive. And where is the question, my daughter, joining? Or some people used to tell, at least the decent part of the lawyers is that many of the high courts had a very cheap canteen, right? And second, with a black coat, you need not dry clean your shirt for many days. This used to be...
Justice Jivandri told me, foreign-in-laws are welcome as lawyers,
yes.
not son-in-laws.
So, why I am just giving you a hilarious narration from where to where we have come. As they say that today law is by choice, not by chance. So being part of the consortium, I was watching the social media campaign running another 10 days for CLAT exam to close. And already I was informed that around 58,000 people have paid the fee, which means they may touch very near 1 lakh to law. And this is aspirational. And we need to understand it's not about warranty and guarantee. Being a lawyer, it's aspirational. I often tell that you did not choose law, law chose you. Because there is something inside you, because definitely you had a better guarantee chances being a techie or getting into medicine, which is a very standard, clear way of doing. But this is aspirational and challenging. And that is the first part of the story. And I am telling you, the most dissatisfied job for any lawyer is his first job, right? It moves on. So it is like reinventing yourself and challenging yourself and looking at diverse options. This I have seen through law schools. And I've been there now 30 plus years, starting with National Law School, Bangalore. And I see the first year who come as a revolutionary end up in corporate law jobs. And one who are highly brand conscious end up with NGOs. So what is this 5-year transformation also makes very informed choices, passionate choices. So it is that way you have to look at it. And this choices of practice, that's what I said, is very, very diversified. It is not the old litigation alone, the economic liberalization, the regulatory reforms and technological changes have thrown huge challenges to equip oneself and then be in the profession. Second, I need not tell this generation, which is born in internet, lives in internet, right? And may not have motivation to live if internet is cut 1 hour in the campus, right? So I think we all belong to luckily different generation that, what you call us. Internet is still fun, but it is not our life. But today it's an era of technology. So when I say it is not just merely a tool. It itself is not a tool in law, but it can give you a very different dimension, and the role of artificial intelligence, all that. It has its alarming other proportion, where somebody was predicting that a lot of mundane jobs will vanish with the AI. If I'm going to have 20, 30, 50 people drafting ordinary stuff, that my chat GPT will give in no time. And so any rational person running a profession with sympathies to the people whom he may not recruit, but he would like to be in a competitive thing. So it's very, very important for the lawyers to be lawyers at the core, but at the same time understanding how technology impacts. The third one is, which is happening last 2-3 decades more so, is the globalization of legal services. A lot of areas may be very geospecific, right? But a lot of areas now are getting general. And so what happens in a case in some place in Finland or some place in some other country has a lot of relevance here to be argued. So globalization of legal services, this osmosis and reverse osmosis is continuously happening. The fourth one, changing client expectations, right? Those days, we go to a doctor like a god, right? In fact, lesser the doctor speaks, he thinks he's a better doctor. That's what we used to think. But today, you ask 101 questions to a doctor, you know, a little more complicated. The same thing happens to a lawyer. They would like to have briefings, they would like to know why happened, brief me. So it's a different dynamics of what I call democratization of expectations between a client and the specialist who's handling. The last one I will say is on the legal ethics and social responsibility. This, I think, is a favorite of all law school teachers, right? They keep talking about this. And obviously, everybody loves ethics. But often we give a vacation at times because the contingency and necessity is like that. We will take care of ethics day after tomorrow, not today and tomorrow. So this seems to be the problem. So this lawyer came home and his wife saw him unusually agitated. She said, "What's the problem? Tell me." Then he did tell. This old lady came for a small consultation. I told, "I will charge you $20. She said, "Fine." I gave the consultation. She gave the cover and went. After she left, I opened. Instead of $20, she has kept $200. She said, "You are upset about this. I'm sure that envelope had her address. You can always call her and return." He said, "That is not the problem. That is not the ethics problem. Ethics is, should I tell my partner or not?" Right? So what I am trying to put across, this is time again we are telling that even though we are talking, exploring legal, opportunities, conclave, but it's a whole package of, end of the day, what society expects you, and society has indirectly given a space to you. Not everybody gets into the space, right? Competition, all that. Not all, even equal opportunity in the race is not there. And equal outcome will never be there because it depends on the individual skill set, what they do. So what is expected of this conclave is to give you a comprehensive rainbow of different, legal experts coming and talking. And this allows you to prepare. If you are in the first year, you are more fortunate to have this kind of conclave because you have 4 years to do. If you are fourth year, fifth year, you need to speed up. Anybody in the audience here to catch up with this. And I'm pretty sure 2 things I want to put, which I am happy as part of HNLU doing this. One is that, sir, we had opened this to all the law students in the country. We have no problem. Anybody is in time zone to log in on this. There is no restriction. So we consider, even though we are focused on HNLU, it is a duty of every law person that overall health of the law in the country is important. And so there are law schools which are on the pedestal. There are law schools which are pedestrian. There are 5-star law schools. There are starving law schools. So some level of equanimity is important, and this is open to all. And so I really, appreciate the people, think tank behind this, Ankit and his team, to putting it open. And also, it is happening a hybrid weekend mode as well as offline. And I know it's a very busy thing. Lawyers are as busy as doctors, so it has to be in hybrid mode. I'm pretty sure that this second edition would have learnt a lot, would have had a learning curve of the first edition, and to do it in a better manner, I do wish this tradition continues as a part of thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words.
It brings us immense pride to have amongst us Mr. V. Sridharan, a senior advocate at the Bombay High Court with qualifications as a chartered accountant as well as that of a cost accountant. Sir co-founded the full-service law firm most renowned for its taxation law practice, Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan Attorneys, in the year 1985. Sridharan sir is a seasoned lawyer possessing vast experience and has successfully litigated on landmark tax matters for more than a decade at the Supreme Court of India, the various high courts, and the Customs, Excise and Service Tax Appellate Tribunals. He specializes in service tax, customs, excise, sales tax, intellectual property rights laws, and international trade laws. We now invite Sir to deliver his address to the gathering.
May first begin by greeting my future colleagues in the bar. Then, of course, the renowned Vice Chancellor of the University, the professors here, and my colleagues here. I don't know why HNLU invited me to address this session. I'm reasonably good in tax laws, and beyond that, I'm complete zero. Okay, I'll prove it myself in few minutes from now. Okay. You don't need any external evidence. I was seeing Professor Avasti helping the Vice Chancellor with a glass of water. Is it not so? You're stammering. I don't know whether you all heard of Mr. C.K. Daftari, one of the most renowned lawyers of the country. He was the Solicitor General of India from 1950 to 1965 or so, and then he was Attorney General. First Attorney General M.C. Setalvad, and C.K. Daftari, stalwarts. And the joke used to be, M.C. Setalvad was brilliant in his cold analysis of law. Daftari was not that. Not that he was any less, it was not a cold analysis of the law, but master of courtcraft and master of wit. So some lawyer argued a case for the petitioner or plaintiff, whatever you call it. Then Mr. Daftari stood up to reply, and he was stammering. The judge said, Mr. Daftari, you are very senior. You can have a glass of water and clear your throat. Mr. Daftari replied, my lords, there is nothing wrong with my throat. It is very difficult to digest the argument of the other side. These instances of the courtcraft are, if you have, nowadays, as you said, everything is internet. I remember my days. Even now, I don't know anything about this. Nupur and all helps me because I'm zero in this technology and online research. In our days, we used to only memorize page after page of this book, that book, etc. Okay. But I don't think that is ever a waste. Okay. And my young friend referred to some Holmes or something. No, life is not logical, law is not logical, something like that. Is it not so? I think you can Google and see Justice Chagla's judgment. Life is not logical, much less is tax law. You need not go to Holmes. 55, yeah, something like that, 1955. He was pointing out that tax laws are full of inconsistencies, you cannot put in logic, etc. Okay. So you have to simply go by the text of the section. And Daftri, you can Google and see tributes to Daftri. There's a small booklet of about 10-15 pages. Tributes to Daftri. Very hilarious. And brilliant code craft. Okay. Of course, we have no match to that. And I also don't know if you all had occasion to read Mr. Fali Nariman's book, Before Memory Fades. That's also a wonderful book to read. Okay. You read that, madam? Kindly read it. Tributes to Daftri with Fali Nariman. He refers to Daftri. Okay. He's a master in code craft. Okay. And somebody read out my biodata or whatever it is, saying that he has been practicing in the court, argued case for 1 decade, etc. What does it show, Nupur? This was prepared 30 years ago, no? Same thing is being. I first argued in June 1983, so we must update it to 4 decades, no? Okay, no problem. As I said, I'm from a relatively older school, so I'm not aware of current developments, how the technology is helpful in lawyers, etc. But what I can recommend to you is any subject you choose, you must have passion for it and liking for it. Okay. And you all must be extremely good in searching through Manupatra and India Accountant, etc. Okay. In fact, I was talking to a chartered accountant friend of mine. Sir, CAs are good in calculation, sir. But when you have to do research, even in tax laws, these five-year law students are far ahead. That's what he said. That's what Sandeep said that to me. I was always priding that at least in tax, the CAs will do the debit credit better. But he said this research. My first recommendation, it is my recommendation, you may agree, you may not agree, it may not be correct also. While reliance on the database is good, if you really want to know the law and know the finer points of law and learn it in the fastest time, not even, the last line is also important. You must look at some legal classics on every subject. Okay. And on an earlier occasion, I told you again by what are the books I always refer to, even today. Or before academicians like you, I feel little ashamed to say that because I'm no match to you people in this. But I strongly recommend, whichever field you choose, you may become criminal lawyer, you may become internet lawyer, whatever it may be, sports lawyer, anything, okay. Please always keep Cheshire and Fifford's Law of Contract 1960 edition. Okay. Don't look at the current ones. Okay. Students edition. Any book of Cheshire you can buy. Old editions. Any book of Jesus Cheshire. So lucidly written, brilliantly written, with absolute clarity and precision. Okay. And keep that book as a permanent companion to you. Not for 1 month or 2 months. It's a book we can read for 10, 15, 20 years. They say, whatever happens will be there in Mahabharata. Whatever doesn't happen in life will not be in Mahabharata. Similarly, every principle of law, every principle, whether it's sports law specialist, this online contract, anything, okay, you will not find it outside this book. It's a small book of 300 pages. So, why I'm saying is, while you use modern tools for your learning curve, absolutely no problem. But you want to know the fundamentals with clarity and quickly also. Okay. And always the reference base. Cheshire and Fifford. And for law of contract. Okay. And I recently came across, this is not so, I was talking to a friend from a government council telephoned me saying, sir, my son has joined Rohtak, some law university is there in Rohtak or something, he said. And typical complaint of a South Indian. I asked him, what's the problem? Sir, it's cold in November, sir. There is no chawal there, sir. Only roti, sir. People speak Hindi, sir. I said, typical petty problems. I said, ask him, forget about all this. All of us, we go through it also. Please ask him to read Cheshire and Fifford. That's what I told him. He said, when I joined Ramamani was a famous income tax lawyer. On the first day, the receptionist came and told him, you have no work, you please read this book. And the book was Cheshire Report. I was recommending to it, he also told me. So it's a small book, but beautifully written book. And as a general recommendation, any book by G.C. Cheshire on any subject, it's worth reading it. Okay. The second one, I was thinking, please don't think I'm boring you with academics. I am only an theoretician and academician. Okay. I'm less of a lawyer than reading these things. Okay. There's a series of books by Clarendon Law series. It's all for students only. The older editions. And the beauty of this book is they do not refer to any case law. It is 99% accurate, not 100% accurate. In the process, they say so also. Because you want to be 100% accurate, you complicate propositions of law. Okay. And they recommend that for higher things, any book on this Clarendon Law series, excellent, particularly it's a book on equity by some Australian lady. Okay. Series of books on property law, excellent books. So, of course, one of my regrets is, and of course, I also partly be blamed. Many of my colleagues and friends had said that you must write some book at least on customs and GST and sales tax. I have not done that because it's an extremely challenging job. It's a lifetime job. If you have to do it, you have to do it properly. So my regret is, except for some books like G.P. Singh's Interpretation of Statutes or Sirvai's Constitution Law or Palkivala's Income Tax, we don't find commentaries, good commentaries on any subject in law. And according to me, that is one of the major reasons for not the best of growth of law in India. Perhaps Vice Chancellors should write books when they are free from their administrative responsibilities, which is not possible ever. So the Indian books, you may say, you are saying only why foreign books, so why not Indian books? There are not too many which are written. Mullah's book is standard book on this thing, but that's not good. But you please rely on your databases. I have no difficulty on that. But the core point of law, okay, it should be a permanent companion to you. Okay. I'm told in criminal law also that I have not read it. I was told by somebody, it's a book by Tyagi or somebody. What I'm wanting to emphasize to you all is, you must know the current law, no doubt. But the best way to learn the law is start from the beginning. Say books of 1930s, 40s. In my office, I have Kerala's Trademark Act, first edition, second edition, 10th edition, 5th edition. Today I was just talking to Nupur when I was coming in the flight. Did you look up this point? She said, sir, I looked up this. Then I asked her, did you look up the 1960 edition of Kerala? What did you tell me, Nupur? She looked up the 1960 edition of Kerala, and that is much better written than because the current editions have to take care of statutory laws, because any book today should deal with. So the current common law books, contract law books are full of European common law, community law, etc. And the core principles of common law are lost. And then their legislation, for example, Consumer Protection Act, Consumer Credits Act, Unfair Contract Acts, Third Party Contract Acts, all those provisions are incorporated in a current commentary. So you won't know the common law principles. Okay. So two recommendations, therefore, I am repeating. I am repeating because I am a lawyer and I have to repeat in the court. Okay. Stick to standard classics, okay, and keep reading them. It's not necessary that you must read it in half a day, 1 day, etc. It's no shame if you read the book over a period of 2 years or 3 years. Okay. And Justice Kajju told me, it applies even today, as a lawyer, you must always on your table a dictionary. Always you must have a dictionary. You may think you know the meaning of that word, but it's always better to refresh on minute details and accuracies. And nowadays you have this online dictionary. I have no problem if you refer to online dictionary, but make it a habit. And there is no harm if you keep a Hindi dictionary also. One of my colleagues, Kalpesh Shah, is Nupur's boss. A brilliant fellow. Brilliant Gujarat is a Jain. So Gujarat, of course, naturally they are excellent in tax. 20 years ago, you always used to have English Gujarati dictionary. He was not that fluent in English, but absolute genius, absolute master in the subject. So there's no harm. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You keep a Hindi dictionary also. That, okay, Hindi to English, whatever language it is. And you must constantly refer to it and make it a second habit, whichever field it is. You may be a professor in a university, you may be joining in manufacturing industry, you may be working in a LPO, anywhere these principles will apply. In fact, when professor called me, he said, please do a lecture, I was thinking what to say because I didn't know much about this. There are two stories or jokes, whatever way you may call it. In our office, we had a professor teaching us logic from America, Professor Duffy. So one of the topics was legal fallacy. I don't know, logic is taught by university, sir? HNLU teaches logic to students? First year. Okay. So legal fallacy is one of the topics. Legal fallacy is something which looks correct but is really not correct. So the author illustrates, appeal to an expert opinion is a correct method of approaching in logic. But you must approach an expert in the correct field. That's what the author is referring to. So you ask Albert Einstein about nuclear physics, that's the correct approach. But you ask him about Hindu philosophy, and he gives an opinion on it, that's a fallacy. Okay. That's what that book gives that example. Nupur and her colleagues were teasing me, translating to LKS lingo, ask Sridharan sir about tax, he's an expert. Ask Sridharan about fashion technology, it is like asking Einstein about Hindu philosophy. That's how they were pulling my leg. Once Indian cricket team was not doing well. The media people have no work, they have to catch hold of somebody, like Professor again got hold of me. So they asked Mr. Narayan Murthy, you please tell us what can be done to make the Indian cricket team a winning team. It's about 2000, 2001 or so. He said, Mister, I am a software man. I know nothing about cricket. Please go away. You know, I said, no, sir, you have to tell something. You tell something. As what I am doing now to you. So he said, sir, I do not know anything, but I am concentrated on the process. He said, okay, what's your problem? My team do not, okay. You need about 15 players. You select 15 into 4, 60 players. Okay. And there's no question of player X coming from Delhi, player Y coming from Calcutta, playing the cricket match, test match and going back. Allot them a location, maybe next to HNLU, large complex is there. Give them a housing accommodation, playground, okay. Make them 4 teams. 24 hours a day they'll play. So it is not as if he can stay in your home, attend the cricket match and go back. He therefore said a general pattern can be established to set up a process. So what I am trying to tell you is, when I said please look at Chitti on Cheshire on contract law, it's a general process will always work. He gave an example of $20 and $200. Is it not so, sir? There is a book by Hudson on understanding equity. Hudson is also beautiful contemporary law writer. Alistair Hudson. He written a series of books and you can read with confidence, lucidly written. Because you are all students of law, I am troubling you and harassing you rather. What is the legal right of the client to this extra $180? And what's the legal right of the lawyer who by fortune got this $200 to 20? He will say, Hudson says, it's a constructive trust. And he explains many principles of law which cannot be explained either by contract or tort or something, or explained by law relating to trust. Okay. And it's an example of a constructive trust. It's not express trust. There is no other settlement, etc. You hold it in. If the contract is $20, you go to a shopkeeper. Okay. Shopkeeper thinks that you have paid 100 rupee note and returns you 90, whereas you paid only 10 rupees. The 90 belongs to the shopkeeper. There's no question about it. That's how when, I'm not saying the wrong, it's a corrupt politician makes money out of it. It is held in trust by him. So Hudson is another commentator, and he's a current contemporary writer and writes beautifully. So we can be useful. I'm referring to foreign books not because of great love for them, but we don't find books being written. Most of our cut and paste books. Some of the books refer to judgments that have been overruled. The High Court judgment is referred to in page 10, and page 100 is referred to Supreme Court. They're cross-referring to the High Court. Okay. That happens. When you practice, you will see that. And the third point I like to say is, every job has its challenges. Every job has ups and downs. Days of frustration will be there, boredom will be there, whether it is in law, medicine, everywhere. There is no escape from that. You keep going on your own and make learning your constant companion. It's a rare gift for a lawyer. You are privileged to be a lawyer, because I met some metallurgist. He was mentioning something. I said, sir, I know direct reduction technology and all. He was very impressed. Then I told him, sir, as a tax lawyer, I will know 0.0001% of every commodity under the sun. You talk about nuclear reactor, loudspeaker, mobile phone, everything I'll know. And collect clients, pay us to learn. It's not that you have to pay them. So it's a wonderful profession. You can always learn every day and make learning your master, and you'll enjoy it. I do it even today. Even today in the flight, I was getting up an old book, and old books are a treasure of knowledge. Gwalior is near Chhattisgarh, sir, is far away, Raipur? Very far away. Why I mentioned Gwalior? Not that cricket match is played today, that's not the reason I'm referring to Gwalior. There was a criminal lawyer, J.P. Gupta. I told this example to, he's passed away. A very famous criminal lawyer, a brilliant criminal lawyer. Okay. Master of courtcraft again, like Mr. Daftari. So one judge told him, Mr. Gupta, most foolish argument ever heard. Gupta ji didn't reply anything. He went on. In the lunchtime, the juniors went and told Mr. Gupta, sir, you are the senior most. You are the leader of the bar. The judges abused you. You never retaliated. How can you do like that? What will happen to us? JP Saab said, wait, please wait. Talk to me at 4 o'clock. So after lunch, a judge told JP Gupta, Mr. Gupta, this is the correct point in the matter. He said, my lordship, that is so correct. Then the judge told him, this is what I told you, and I also told you it's the most foolish argument. I'm sorry for that. Judge said. What I would have said, it happens in the heat of the moment, all of us get under pressure, we make mistakes. My lord, nothing wrong in that, doesn't matter. J.P. Gupta is a past master. No, my lord, I never heard any such thing. You never said any such thing. You must have said in some other case, you're getting confused. See his presence of mind. He has won the judge permanently, but not even telling him, sir, it's a mistake by you, sometimes it happens. What I am trying to say is, you be steadfast in your goal. Don't bother. Okay. People may criticize you. Somebody may say you're too smart, you're too ambitious, too aspirational. Whatever way, you don't bother about all that. You stick to your point. And, as I said, make learning your core hand. Okay. That's all I want. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words.
I now request the dignitaries seated on the dais to release the compendium on the Career Development Conclave of 2022. The inaugural edition of the Career Development Conclave was a prescient conclave that provided an insight into the world of law and informed the students of various career opportunities present in the field. I would now like to invite Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Hidayatullah National University, to bestow a token of our heartfelt warmth and deep reverence upon our esteemed chief guest, Mr. V. Sridharan. I request the dignitaries seated on the dais to kindly join him.
As we approach the closure of the inaugural ceremony, I would now like to invite Mr. Abhinav Shukla, sir, an assistant professor of constitutional law at HNLU and the co-coordinator of the Career Development Conclave 2.O, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and dear participants. As we stand at the threshold of what promises to be a transformative journey over the next 6 months, it is my privilege and honor to extend heartfelt gratitude to each and everyone whose efforts have brought this conclave to a reality. First and foremost, my respectful regards to our illustrious chief guest, Shri V. Sridharan, co-founder Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan, and Senior Advocate, Bombay High Court. Sir, amidst your incredibly demanding schedule, your presence today is a testament to your commitment to foster legal acumen and professional growth. Your stature in the realm of tax litigation needs no introduction, and we are truly fortunate to have you grace this occasion. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. V.C. Vivekanandan. Sir, your pursuit of excellence has propelled this institution to greater heights. Under your leadership, HNLU has not only established new benchmarks in placements and recruitment, but also chartered an inspiring path of comprehensive career development for our students. Your motivation and foresight are the pillars upon which we build these future-shaping initiatives, and we are indebted to your guiding light. Thank you, sir. My sincere thanks to the Registrar, Dr. Vipan Kumar, sir, whose unwavering support and keen administrative acumen have been indispensable in orchestrating this conclave. I would also like to acknowledge our esteemed deans whose support have been integral to the success of this conclave. A special note of thanks to Dr. Ankit Avasthi, sir, the diligent coordinator of CTC 2.0. Your dedication for this conclave has been nothing short of exemplary. It would be an oversight not to acknowledge the hard work and collective effort of the faculty organizing team, the student organizing team, and the entire staff of HNLU. Your behind-the-scenes dedication ensures that every event runs smoothly. My deepest appreciation to all the participants from HNLU and beyond for your enthusiastic involvement. It is your engagement that will drive the success of this conclave and enrich its value. As the Career Development Conclave 2.0 is set to become a beacon for career development at HNLU, we look forward to the conclave filled with insightful discussions, enriching experiences, and lasting impacts. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. With the permission of the honorable dignitaries on the stage, we would like to conclude the inaugural ceremony. We request the audience members to kindly
If some students
so Sridharan sir is welcoming questions from the students. So if anyone does have questions, we are opening up a 5-minute question answer round. So please come up with your questions for sir.
Please don't expose me. You can ask any question.